Hello, my name is the Jordan Coach of the Virginia Bike Volts. Welcome to Week 2 of the VBLS Season 10 VGC Draft League. This week I am against the most successful VGC Draft League player of all time. Tay is very consistent at all elements of this game, from the draft to the team build to the in-game execution. He is super solid and he has another excellent team. So this is going to be a very team build focused episode. I'm going to be talking about the work that goes into a very high level matchup, the calculated risks that you need to take, because Tay has another excellent team. It's got the fake out, it's got the tailwind and the trick room and the encore and the will-o-wisp and the taunt. He's got everything and you can't cover for everything. So I need to be making some calculated bets. What do I think he'll think are the best stuff in this matchup? And I need to counter those things because Tay is a pretty consistent player. High level players can sometimes be more predictable. He's not going to be bringing wacky strats. He's not going to be bringing his low tiers. Let me just call it right now. I'm not going to think about Riolu or Hippopotas. He's not bringing it. And so I'm prepared for the stuff he's going to be bringing on his 8 great Pokemon. These ones that I have in green, and then Farigiraf. I kind of assess that he's not going to bring the Farigiraf. It's not quite as fast-paced, but Torrentee and Tinkaton are such a problem. They threaten fake outs, encores, all the rest. This is my heat strat. This is what I showed on the cover, so I got to start with this. Pure Power doubles your attack power. If you give it to a mon like Ting Lu, an incredible Pokemon already, give it double power, it becomes an absolute wrecking ball. Ground and rock moves, when I'm Pure Power, can OHKO the majority of his team. I do not think he's going to expect Ting Lu in lead. That's my expectation, and I don't think he's going to expect a max speed Medicham with Terra Ghost in front of Fake Out going for the skill swap. So I can almost always guarantee that skill swap goes off. They would need their fastest mons going for a double up into Medicham specifically. So I skill swap, give Ting Lu double power. Medicham's just trying to hold on. It's just clicking protect so it can hold on to that Visceral Ruin and keep Ting Lu alive. Maybe if they aren't going after Medicham because it gave away its good ability, maybe I can sneak in a Trick Room. But Ting Lu is just going all in with these attacks, with these ground moves, with these rock moves, and with Zen Headbutt specifically for Chestnut, which I think is going to come to try to beat Ting Lu and Dondozo. The problem, this strategy is completely wrecked by Encore. Tinkaton brings Encore, Tay loves Encore, and whatever I go for rock moves to beat these flying types, and that's not what you want to use to beat Tinkaton. I use ground moves to beat Tinkaton and some others, and that's not going to help you at all when you're stuck clicking that move against the flying type. And if he goes for Encore on Medicham, then I'm stuck reversing my own skill swap. I completely lose from turn 1 if they have Encore. So this is at best a game 2 mix-up when I've thrown him off the Tinkaton or assessed that he doesn't have Encore or doesn't have as much strong stuff into Ting Lu, especially with Terra Steel. Terra Steel is key here. He's going to bring Grass Knot, and that resists. He's going to bring flying coverage because that's normally good against me, but that's a resist for that. So pretty solid with Assault Vest, while Vessel of Ruin's still active with Terra Steel. Ting Lu should be very hard to take down, and so this is a kind of an all-in strat that hopefully catches Tay off guard. But I think the main strat, game 1, is Dondozo. So we put a big tax on people taking Dondozo plus Tatsugiri. We're kind of sick of it. I'm sick of it. I don't want to use it or play against it. But Dondozo, this is John Jozo. This is his own man playing on his own. I think he's a solid independent Pokemon here. So he's pretty defensively oriented, only 100 attack stat, but if I max it out and go for the Choice Band, it makes Dondozo surprisingly aggressive. Choice Banded Wave Crash has OHKOs on a couple of their mons, and when I Helping Hand it, on OHKOs on a lot of their mons. Same thing with Helping Hand. Earthquake, Terra Blast Electric, particularly for living Sandy Shocks hits, and then surprising that Hisui and Samurott. And Ice Fang, because of all the types, Ice is the strongest move for hitting a couple of these key mons. So the idea is I bring out Dondozo and Mischievous in lead. Tay has assessed that Trick Room would be very good for me. I have the best slow mons in either side of the matchup. So he's going to taunt that Mischievous, usually. I really do expect him to do that, or he's going to at least double up into that Mischievous and try to remove it. So I just get some immediate damage with a Helping Hand, Wave Crash, OHKO. That's how I get ahead and gives me a lot more options in the later part of the game. Moltres. I do not want to necessarily use my Terra on Dondozo. I think a good lead is a mon that puts on immediate pressure, but is also a mon you're willing to lose. It's not usually the win con unless you think you can just win from turn 1. Moltres is the win con. Moltres is really important to a lot of matchups here. Fire Blast is very strong against a couple of key pieces, and Hurricane for a couple of specific matchups like 2-shotting a Dragonite and 2-shotting Terra Grass Ceruledge. But Terra Blast Grass, this is the mon I want to use my Terra on because it totally flips the matchup against Sandy Shocks, Hizui, and Samurott. They go from Moltres is weak to Moltres resists and then OHKOs them. So if I can assess the conditions right, if I force them to use their Terra, then Moltres can bring the right flavor, either original Moltres or Terra Grass Moltres. None of these mons can beat both flavors of Moltres. So if I can get that read right, then Moltres is just really, really good here, especially if it gets a burn. But in general, there's nothing like he's got Iron Defense Chestnut, which I'm pretty worried about, and I can break through that with Moltres. So Mischievous. Mischievous is my bulky Trick Room setter. It's going to attract a lot of attention, I predict, from Tay, because Trick Room would be really good for me. And so he's going to focus it down. Mischievous can live everything, and he can live Life Orb boosted, Sharpness boosted, super effective moves. It can live double ups in many cases. So I can get Trick Room. The problem is they're going to taunt this thing, and so I need to be ready to not be taunt bait. I need to go for that Helping Hand. I need to be going for that Icy Wind, which both breaks sashes for the big Dondozo hit and prepares speed control. Moltres is faster than all of their Pokemon except for Torn after an Icy Wind, so that's how I prepare the stage for Moltres. But I realized how likelihood Taunt is to come, and if Taunt doesn't come, Encore is going to come. Encore is very, very likely to come, so I'm making a hard read in Team Builder here, taking the Eviolite off of this Pokemon and giving it Mental Herb. Mental Herb is an important mix-up. I'm going to have to bring it a couple of times this season so that Mischievous isn't Taunt bait, but it gives me space to run more non-attacks because I'll stop that first Taunt or Encore. Will-O-Wisp could really help me against an Iron Defense Chestnut, for example. Icy Wind. If I just need one attack, Icy Wind will do it. I guess D-Gleam would be more damage, but I guess I really don't need damage off of Mischievous. So against everything else, if they go for any kind of double up, Mischievous can no longer live it with Eviolite, without Eviolite. Maybe Terra Steel helps it sometimes, live some surprise hits, but yeah, this is a mon that's way worse against most things, but better against Taunt and Encore, and that's what I predict Tay will bring against me. Icy Wind really helps me because I'm not committed to Trick Room. I can set up Icy Wind having both Moltres and Iron Valiant in the back and let them outspeed things. Iron Valiant is pretty fast, already faster than max speed Sandy Shocks, but after an Icy Wind I can catch Torn, I can catch Speed Booster, I can catch a lot of different things. And this is a mon that I want to try different things. This is the hero of the team. Its nickname will be the entire Hero's Journey Circle. So this week it's the Call to Adventure. We want to leave our place of comfort where we just have a sash and click Moonblast. We have the Moonblast, but we want to try to be a physical attacker. We want to try all the different flavors of his different coverage options. Moonblast is specifically good against 3 of Tay's Pokemon, Samurott, Chestnut, and Ice-Q. These are physically defensive Pokemon that I can hit with a special Moonblast. But mainly, this is a physical attacker because Water and Ice, that's how I gain access to those moves, which are the best way to hit Tay's team overall. I beat Ceruledge before and after it goes for the likely Terra Grass. I threaten OHKOs on Dragonite. Ice Punch is even better than Moonblast when it comes to hitting Dragonite. So Iron Valiant is our hero, but it's a relatively fragile hero. A lot of their different mons can OHKO this Iron Valiant, so I need to force them to Terra before Iron Valiant even hits the field. I need to weaken mons so that it can go for those revenge KOs and not have to take a hit. I need to be able to assess when Iron Valiant can win me this game, so it's likely in the back game 1. I'm letting y'all on the inside for this one. This is how the sausage gets made. This is very high level prep. This is a matchup grid for my 6 mons and then the 8 or so mons that I respect on Tay's side. What am I doing against them? My best move against them, how much does it do? What is their best likely move against me, and how much does it do? I can then adjust, I can mentally add a life orb to some of these calcs, but I've got a calc for basically everything. You definitely do not need to do this level of hard prep, and even when you do make a matchup grid, you don't need to fill it out. I often half fill it out for the more important interactions, but for this one I filled out basically everything. My 6 mons against his top 4, and here's mons 5 through 8. So I know what I'm going for. I have my 3 plans. I'm bringing Dondozo in lead. lead, barring any surprises, which I seriously doubt. Game 2, I'm adjusting for the pure power strat, or maybe running it back, but I think more likely going for the Moltres in lead mix-up once I know what they're going for. I have Taunt Watch. I know he's bringing Taunt on at least one of these mons, so I'm going to be watching out for that. I've realized how important Moltres is because he's got physical defensive setup, and Moltres breaks through that. This is me comparing Terra Steel versus Terra Fairy for just an overall good Terra for Ting Lu. What's good, what's not good. I want to do as much of my thinking in advance so that I don't have to do as much thinking or enough stressing or panicking during the match. Especially in a timer setting, you won't be able to assess all the options in 1 minute 30. So I want to have most of my thinking done, so it's just about, oh, that was a little bit stronger than I expected. Oh, he didn't actually bring this, so I'm going to adjust a little bit more into that, the thing that would normally beat that. You get it. You understand where I'm going here. But regardless of whether I finally beat Tay or he remains one of the few VBLS coaches that I've yet to take a set off of, I believe in this prep. I'm proud of the work I did. I thought it was fun, otherwise it wouldn't be worth doing. But this is a good plan. Tell me if it wasn't a good plan. If there was anything that you would bring just looking at this matchup that wouldn't be accounted for in this build. If you build differently and you think it's a good way of building different from assessing the matchups, the bring odds, then let me know. I'd be curious as to your style and if you took anything away from this team builder section. But we are moving on to the live commentary. Stay tuned. All right, Tay, who do you have? No Farigiraf and no Samurott. Okay. These are the 6 that I mocked against with Jace. Great job, Jace. So I'm not gonna overthink my plan. I'm just gonna open the other 2. Tay doesn't want timer. All right, well, I'm fine right now. I don't need time to decide this is the best overall plan that is flexible with speeds and has a combination of different kinds of power. Tinkaton in lead, not surprising, and Dragonite means they have plenty of power. I think we just go for a helping hand. I think we go for a Trick Room because they don't have a taunt. Oh, they're just gonna double up? I'd go for the helping hand would be pretty nice, but I do have mons that can beat Tinkaton. Maybe I go for an Icy Wind Wave Crash. Because it's just good for Dragonite. Sure. Are they going to Terra Flying on me? I think they might. So Icy Wind would be my backup in case they fake out Dondozo and get ahead with Dragonite stuff. Well, that's a little bit of help. Come on, let's bulk check that Tinkaton. Nice. So it was a roll if it was 252 HP, so it's either less than that or we got the roll. Okay, so that's not great. So Icy Wind is pretty key here. So neither of these 2 should have much for Terra Grass, so this is why I'm gonna let Dondozo go down if necessary. Just keep Icy Winding, right? I'll have the speed advantage on Sandy Shocks if I Icy Wind it. I think they might protect and go for the Wood Hammer. Let me check Wood Hammer real quick. I should live, so I'm okay with this. I'm prepared for Moltres now. Iron Defense. I need to go after them, I think. I'm just a little less concerned about Chestnut, so in case it has Protect, I think we go after Sandy Shocks. And we Will-O-Wisp that Chestnut. only Dragonite that can beat it. And Dragonite was out there. But we have Icy Winds, right? They can't switch this guy in. They have to lose another Mon for that. Damn, they got it. That's really odd to me. But I do get that burn. Nice, we dodged that Leech Seed. So that's another benefit of the Terra Grass. So I think I've neutralized Sandy Shocks because it can't Terra Blast anymore. So what we do is we keep preparing speed. No Dragonite switch-ins for you. If they're gonna swap into Dragonite, they're gonna take an Icy Wind. This is fine. Like, they don't have a flying move, if not for Terra Blast, unless I'm forgetting something. They do have special flying moves. They have Aerial Ace. Not as good, though. So this hits this Chestnut or the switch-in. So I want to be ready for Dragon Dance. I want to be ready for... Will-O-Wisp is good, though. I think Icy Wind, just because it's damage and speed control. Like, I can finish this guy off with Iron Valiant if I get it in range. Wow, it lives. It will die to burn, but it will get to do something, which is not ideal. Burn, 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 burn. Moltres, such a champion. Leftovers saves it this time. So Icy Wind does 20. So it did 10 the first time, so we confirmed multi-scale, which is unusual. I really expected Inner Focus because I've got both Fake Out and Intimidate, but they have the right option for this one. So Hurricane, if it hits, will KO. If I hit this double up, Dragonite's dead. All they can do is Extreme Speed at this point. And it's not even boosted, right? That wasn't ideal, but we still get the Chestnut. So now we have to Protect and Icy Wind to control both of these guys. I have not revealed Protect. I think they want to throw at least one shot into Moltres, so we should get to do this. Their hits aren't that strong. That's good. They protected Sandy Shocks, so they're not going to protect it again. I think we have this one. Yeah, so they have a Terra Blast. It's probably something good against their weaknesses, like Ting Lu. But we got this one. Oh, we're going to 3-0. Cool. 6%. GG. That was a decisive win. They never even attacked Mischievous. Mons with Protect in the partner are good here. I might have thrown them off Tinkaton, which means, well, it's probably lurking him back, but I think I do, well, why should I mix up? Why should I mix up at all? I mix up game 3. This was decisive enough that what are they going to do? They're going to bring Ceruledge? This will be fine. They're going to Terra Grass their Ceruledge and then lose to Moltres? There's nothing that beats both Dondozo and Moltres, at least not solidly. Turn defense, Body Press. All they have is Leech Seed, so Moltres is just clutch again. They haven't seen what's the last, so I might set Tricker in this time. We shall see. Ceruledge in lead, Ceruledge mix up. Torn with Taunt. So here's what we do. We Ice Fang, but it's fucking multi-scale. We saw Terra Blast, which is probably flying. So we can Ice Fang here. We did not see a Protect on Dragonite. I think we go for Trick Room as they taunt. They can't stop this. They didn't reveal it last game. Yeah, so this is their speed lead, and so this is why I have the Mental Herb. Dondozo is so slow that I'm Icy Wind proof. Even if I lower their speeds, Dondozo can still outspeed them in Trick Room. We EV to live that. So unfortunately we can't Icy Wind and still go first with Moltres. Yeah, so Torn, they both pose a huge problem to Iron Valiant. So we've gotten definitely behind now, but that's okay. We're gonna Will-O-Wisp things. Interesting, going straight after the Dondozo. So their strat is really just ignore Mischievous whenever possible. I miss Fire Blast. That's just so unfortunate. Terra Water, better than being weak to stuff. There's the 2-shot that I was promised. Oh no! Alright, so we gotta win now. They have Terra Blast, Dragon Claw, and Rock Slide. They're not choiced. Their last move can be Extreme Speed, but I kinda doubt it. Do any Protects make sense now? I must kill Torn. That's not an optional. I think I do lose this one. A flinch and a miss can definitely put you behind. So I have to go... Well, I have to go Moltres into Torn. This is not optional, right? Because Dragonite would kill. Alright, Terra Blast is good enough, so I can not miss, which is good. They have Protect. Alright, so they got me. We're headed to game 3. I think I could... So let's just get an Oko, please. Thank you. We've seen their full set. I think it could be Assault Vest. No, it's not Assault Vest. It would be bulkier than it is. Can we do an information check on Torn? I don't think it matters. Have we revealed Protect already? Yeah, we did, so let's just do it. We see Terra Water on Chestnut, which makes it better against Moltres. Well, not when I Terra. But do we bet it all on the Pure Power Ting-Lu? Have we thrown them off the Tinkaton? I think this is the time to try. They kind of have good stuff against Dondozo. They have Grass Knot, but... Torn Shocks. I think this is going to be Terra Blast Grass, maybe Terra Blast Flying. Unless they go hard double into, well, they can go Bleak Wind Storm into Sandy Shock's hit. But like, I get it on the Bleak Wind miss, I get it on them going after Ting Lu, I get skill swap a good bit of the time. We haven't revealed Sash or anything. I don't want to have to miss here, but I think the Terra from Sandy Shocks might be coming. Interesting. They calced that. Okay. That was not good. The hard double up. So they definitely go for Bleak Wind here. I think I do have to protect the Moltres. I need to force their Terra. I might get farther behind this turn, but I protect what I think could be the most important piece. I think the Moltres is the most important mon on my team. This week, anyway. Good turn for us. It's alive. Now they go for Bleak Wind, right? They can have Dragonite in the back. No, they go for Bleak Wind, so they force me to not Terra. Moltres. I live a Thunderbolt, right? I don't live Bleak Wind plus Thunderbolt. They're determined to save their Terra, which has been pretty cool. What I can't do is throw a ground move, because they have another resist and another immunity potentially in back. I can reveal Zen Headbutt to not miss all of the time. He always just goes for Bleak Wind. Bleak Wind T-Bolt, right? They might go for Protect and Bleak Wind Storm, but they definitely don't protect Torn now, so... Okay, we're saving our Terra. This is such a tense game. If I can get rid of Sandy Shocks, then I can Terra Steel this Ting Lu and become a big problem, even if I don't have double power. In fact, Sandy Shocks is weakened by Vessel of Ruin. So, their Dragonite can't hit a Terra Steel here. It's got Flying, Dragon, Rock, and Normal. I think I Terra the Sandy. And I have to go after Sandy Shocks. I Terra Ting Lu, I go after Sandy Shocks, because he won't likely oh, well, I do need to be attacking this guy, like, obviously. Let's get our check on Stone Edge damage. So Stone Edge always 2-hit KOs even if it's multi-scale. surprised that KO'd. They shouldn't have too much for beating this Ting Lu. I have bulkier Pokemon. It is a 2v2. They've not revealed their Terra. They don't have a water resist if they Terra Dragonite. This is very close either way. I can beat Tay, whether or not we do this time. I'm looking at my calc. Ting Lu versus Tinkaton is not a KO. So I think we go for the Wave Crash, which is a likely KO. They get a Fake Out here, but, like, fine. I've got the thicker Pokemon. The slower Pokemon, but the thicker Pokemon. Let's see if Bulk can win the day. Okay, so we don't necessarily 2-hit KO. I thought we always 2-hit KO, but he would be at 4% if it did the same amount. But Dragonite does not have Protect, and I believe in my ability to beat a Tinkaton with Ting Lu. So we have to go after Dragonite with both hits if necessary. They're gonna double into Dondozo and beat it. And if I get the Stone Edge hit and it KOs, I'll win. If I need to take another Dragonite hit, then it'll be very close. But come on, hit our moves. They go for hacks, because I think that's all they have. A 1v1, and I think I'm a better Pokemon here. I think I'm a better Pokemon. I should win this. I should KO right here. They can Encore. That's all they can do at this point. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh. Mons is usually a fun game for me. It was a little more stressful this time around because Tay was one of the few VBL coaches I had never beaten, and my thrust to playing this game has always been anybody can beat anybody if you put in the time and you think critically. Tay always kind of was the exception to that rule, or the one that undermined that principle, because he had such a run of consistent success, being good at drafting, of team building, and playing, winning 3 straight seasons. And he beat me 3 straight times, so how can I say anybody can beat anybody if I can't beat Tay? So we finally beat Tay. If you put in the effort, you can beat anybody. Especially in this game, there's plenty of hacks. So against good players who put in the effort, everybody's got at least a 30% chance of winning. And nobody is built different, not even Tay. Tay is a hell of a player, though. If he's making content, I'm not sure he is for this season. Then check him out. He's definitely someone to look for when it comes to like try-hard, focused builds that hit your weak points hard. I hit this team's weak points hard. I had the bulk to live, key hits, and damage into every mon, and I made bets as to what was coming, and we were exactly right. Jason and I also talked about this match with Electric and Steve. Thank you guys. We broke our curse. All right, the 2 coaches, the 2 VBL veteran coaches that I have played but not beaten are Samax and Electric. I'm coming for y'all. Stay tuned.